Hey guys, I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be doing my favorite underrated books. So, I've found some books over the years that I don't think a lot of people on BookTube or on their blog or whatever it is, I don't think that it gets enough recognition for how good it is. So I'm going to be sharing those books with you today and I hope you like them. Okay, the first one is The Snow Child by, I don't know how to say that last name, Eowyn Ivey maybe? I like this book so much because of how atmospheric it is. It takes place in Alaska when there's a couple that moves there and they're kind of pioneering Alaska before it was as settled as it is now. And they find out that they can't have children, and that's a really big struggle for them because they're so lonely. It's a struggle for them because it's the Alaskan wilderness and they're lonely out there. So one day, out of just sheer desperation or kind of just trying to have fun, they build a child out of snow. So like a snowman, but a child version. The next day when they wake up, the child snowman is gone and they see a human girl running around. And so it's kind of magical realism in a way. And it's mysterious, but it's also just like heart-wrenching because you feel bad for this couple and you get to see the marital strife that they go through living in this setting. And it's just super atmospheric and you can feel like you're really there in Alaska. So I really loved this book and I don't hear anybody talk about it. Okay, the next books are a duology. I'm pretty sure there's only two. So the first one is Prisoner of Night and Fog by Anne Blankman, and the second one is Conspiracy of Blood and Smoke. So these books are young adult historical fiction. They take place during World War II. The main character, her family is friends with Hitler. So her family is friends with Hitler. If you made me start laughing, I'll never stop.
Okay.
So her whole life she's believed that he's this really awesome guy, and then she meets a Jewish reporter who helps her realize the terrible things that he's. So the first book is about her realizing that Hitler is a villain, and that's something she's never realized before, so she basically has to go against her whole heritage and her family and everything she's ever known. And there is a little bit of a love interest with the Jewish reporter, and the second book just follows their same journey as they are still fighting in World War II, and they are basically plotting against Hitler now and trying to stop him. So these books are really suspenseful. I like that there's a little bit of romance. It's a super interesting concept that she believed Hitler to be a good person, and then she slowly revealed to her who he actually is. So I really recommend these. Okay, this is a trilogy. It's by Gabrielle Zevin, Because It Is My Blood, and the third one is In the Age of Love and Chocolate. So these books are young adult books, but the author is a really advanced writing style, so I really like the way she writes. But the whole concept is that this is a future setting and caffeine is illegal. So basically the main character's family is a mob family, but instead of dealing with things that the mafia deals with now, they run a business based on caffeine. So they provide chocolate for the city where it's illegal, and coffee and those types of things. So in the first book, the main character's love interest is the new district attorney's son. So there's kind of some turmoil and conflict in that because her family is in the business of doing illegal things and she falls in love with somebody who's on the side of justice and the law. So these books are really good because they're suspenseful, there's a lot of family in these books, which I really like, and just very entertaining series. The third book that I'm going to talk about is called Roses by Lila Meacham, or Meacham, I don't really know how you say that, but I'll put a little picture of it right here. This author has a very particular writing style that I think is amazing. So most of her books take place in Texas, and it's, again, very atmospheric writing. It's just like sweeping landscapes and generations of family history, and the main thing that is good about her books is how she weaves together plot lines. So she might write a book that's following a family hundreds of years apart, and then they're brought together by some secret or some family member or something that they never knew about, and it's mind-blowing. Like, you are never going to put together the plot twists that she has in those books. Roses follows a family in the 1800s, or maybe earlier, as they kind of settle Texas and pioneer that area, and it follows a feud between two families. And really all of her books I think are underrated because they're amazing and I love them. Okay, so the last book I'm going to talk about is The Kitchen House by Kathleen Grissom. This book is a historical fiction as well. It's set in the Civil War era, and I think books like those in that setting are really fascinating. But this one follows a girl who sailed to America from Ireland when she was about 7 years old, and she ends up being an indentured servant for a family, but she's white. So as she grows up and the older she gets, the more she realizes the difference between her skin color and the slaves that she lives with, and that eventually turns into some cultural differences, and it gives her a different life than it gives the people that she's grown up with and loved the most. So it is a super emotional book, super detailed, and it's really entertaining.